Good to go. Okay.
And we are live. Although it keeps telling me it's going away. I have to click that off every time. It's a good reminder, I guess. Well, I don't know how many people are going to show up because there's a bunch of stuff going on at the same time. But thanks for coming, whoever you are, and anyone who happens to jump in. We appreciate it. Basically, all this is I had mentioned in a chat, I believe it was this Monday, I believe, that I had gotten a copy of Brave and the Bold 54 and that I was going to have it graded and, open it up. And it just so happens that Bert Nasty, aka Berk Family, was in the chat and he had already opened it up, and that it was one of his big mega grills, and he got a 4.0
Nice.
and sort of made some cracks at me about it. And of course, I jabbed him a little bit. And what we were going to do was yesterday, me, Bert, and JP, we're going to get together and we open up my order, which is, it's only 2 books, but hey, and one of which was Brave and the Bold 54, and see what I did. If I did any better than he did, if I did worse. But something happened and it didn't get delivered, but it got delivered today. So we're here today. But Bert can't make it. He's trying to put his girl down. Well, that sounded really bad. He's trying to put her to sleep. But anyway, I got JP with me. So before we say hey to the chat, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I am just kind of hanging out on Friday, so I'm looking forward to this. You guys both got a book that I'd like to have, and someday I hopefully will. So just kind of hanging out.
Awesome. Looks like we got a few people in here. We got Antonio Zapeta. Hey, what's up, man? And Rod the Rican. Looks like those are the only guys here, but hey, they're 2 great guys to have.
There you go.
So I'm not going to keep you in suspense. I already have it all opened and all. And hey, NYC joined us. 3 people. Awesome. Anyway, I won't keep you in suspense. I'd already opened it up and everything, so I'll be able to just show the books right off. So we will see what we have first and the grade I got. Now,
so did you look, or were you surprised today, like before you saw it?
I always look online anyway, but it's still a joy to me to see them in the slab.
Gotcha.
But I bought a Incredible Hulk 102. That's one of them, and I bought it for $50, and I thought it was going to be around a 5.0, 5.5. And I bought a Brave and the Bold 54, and I bought it as a 5 raw, but it could go up to a 6, possibly. But it had fading on the cover, and I don't know how to grade for fading. I mean, I can grade like spine ticks and all that fairly decent, but the other, I have no clue. So without further ado, let's see how good I did. All right. Boom.
Oh, nice.
Incredible Hulk 102 in a 6.5. That surprised me right there. That surprises me. I honestly thought it was about a 5, maybe a 5.5, and of course I press everything I send in, so I don't know how much that helped it, but a 6.5 and a 102, that's pretty good.
That's good. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a nice book, man.
Well, I'm sort of fond of it myself.
Awesome. Always nice to come back a little higher than what you think.
Yeah. Now the biggest book, of course, is the Brave and the Bold 54. That's the first appearance of the Teen Titans, even though they don't call them that. So let's see how good we did there. And Bert got a 4, right?
I think that's right. Yes.
I think it's 4. Let's see if I at least beat him.
Oh, nice.
Haha. Okay, so apparently I said between a 5 and a 6, and it's a 4.5. So I bet you what got it is the fading. Can you tell how it's faded?
Yeah, you can definitely tell that it's faded a little bit. So.
Yeah, especially here in the corner where it has the Superman right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really see that is faded. But I'm still very happy with it at a 4.5.
Awesome book.
Yeah, I'm happy with that grade. And I bought this at a convention, so I didn't pay any shipping, and I bought it for $200. and I got this plus I think 3 Aquaman books as well in the deal.
Oh, nice.
And of course, it cost $48 shipping everything. I fast tracked it, so I got 248 in it, and I actually think that's a bit under FMV. So I am very happy with that.
Awesome.
That is nice. So, do you have anything currently being graded at the moment, JP?
I do not. I have, like I sent off, well, all the books behind me were the books I sent off earlier this spring to be graded, and I probably won't do another grading order this year. Just because of budgetary things, I would rather add a few books to my collection and probably do a grading order maybe next spring again. So try to build up a little bit.
Well, I was at the point to where I needed to get a bunch of stuff graded. So
Yeah.
I currently have 30 books at CGC right now.
Wow.
Yeah, and the way they do it on the order forms and everything, and the way I had to do it, where some of them were modern and some of them were in the value tier, is I'm going to have another 4 orders shipped to me, 4 separate orders.
4 separate orders. Wow.
Yeah. One of them has 3 books in it, 2 have 1, and 1 is a big 25 book order. Yeah, yeah, it is NYC. And hey, Old Wolf jumped in. Hey, man, how's it going? But anyway,
Oh, well,
that kind of blew my budget. Sending in 30 books.
that's a lot of books.
I sent them in. Obviously, I got to pay for the grading. I pressed every one of them.
Oh, man.
I fast-tracked every one of them.
Oh, you fast.
So my grand total on the whole thing was $1,700.
Holy crap. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
But I've got multiple Tales of the multiple New Teen Titans #2, multiple New Teen Titans 1s, multiple Wolverine 1s, both the limited series and the 1988 series,
Yeah.
Shazam 1, the Demon 1, a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm okay.
Oh, yeah. So how many of them will you try to move? Like, are you going to try to move any immediately to try to pay off the order? Or are you just going to like hold?
Well, it just so happens that I have been working on what I call my focus list,
Right.
where I have what's going to be in my personal collection, books that I'm speculating on, and books that I would like to buy as an investment.
Okay. Hey, Bear Island.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Bear Island's in here. And Berk said, send the link. I sent you one to the email, and I sent you one to the app. They should be there waiting on you, sir.
So.
But anyway, on my focus list here, you can look. I don't know if you can read my horrible handwriting, but
Oh, yeah, it focused. There you go.
I don't have very many for the personal collection. All I have is I want Incredible Hulk 180, 181, 182. You know why on those. I want Wolverine #1 of the limited series, #1 of 1988, #1 of the second ongoing series, #1 of the Return of Wolverine, #8, that famous cover, you know, with Mr. Fix-It, and #10, and the special one to me, 177.
177.
Then New Mutants 98, Werewolf by Night 32, and my favorite hero on DC is actually Power Girl. I think she is the better Supergirl.
I actually kind of agree with that.
Yeah. And it's not just because of the boobs. That's
No.
That's just a plus. But concerning her is All-Star Comics 58, Showcase 97, and the 1988 and 2009 #1 issues. And those, I think that's 13 books, is all I want in my personal collection. How many of each copy we can talk about. But
Yeah. So do you have some of those you already have, right?
yeah, a few of them I do. I have a 1988 Wolverine one.
Okay.
I have #8 and #10. 10 is sitting here to my side. 8 is in that order for CGC.
Bear Island goes, oh, she's better, all right.
But anyway, so what was the question you asked?
I was asking how many of them that you actually had versus like you just wanted more copies of, or that you didn't have it all. Is where I was.
Well, I've got multiples of a couple of them. Some singles of 810 and 177, and I've got to get everything else. Depending on how far back you want to go, I've had a lot of this stuff. I just don't have it now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you caught it, but on my list here of speculation and investment and personal collection, some of them are listed multiple times.
Yeah, I haven't. I didn't catch. I couldn't read all of them that quick, but yeah.
Well, but the like 180, 181, 182, I have that listed in all three. It's a PC, it's for speculation, and it's for investment. That
Does that count
doesn't
as spec
mean,
anymore?
huh?
So does that count as spec anymore? I think it's just like
That's
science.
that's not one copy that will fit in all three. I want three
Oh, I know.
copies of each.
Yeah.
So I've got some work cut out for me there. But a lot of this stuff, like the speculation, I gotta tweak it a little bit. I don't want too many books because if you can add hundreds of books
Oh my gosh.
if you're not careful. And I think that's one of the big things we all make the mistake on is having so many books that we want to get. We don't reel ourselves in and we just wind up getting nothing because we have to spread so much money out all over the place.
Yeah, we're spread so thin. Yeah, that's the one problem with like the new books tend to add up quickly because I do buy a lot of new books. But like I have a want list like spreadsheet that's like I don't know, probably 30 or 40 books, and those are just kind of the main ones. But for this year, I've like my want list is down to like this, which I've said this before. So
Now is that your PC list, the list you're speculating on, or just the big books?
PC list for this year, and it's really those two books. So,
well, I will admit I have, let's see, Detective 225 and 359 on my list for Detective Comics. So you got to have some Batman.
yeah. Wait, which one? 359 and 251.
225, the Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul. Yeah. So
I'm going to go ahead and resend that link to him.
yeah, he hadn't come in yet. So I mean, there's other books. I say that like those are the two books that I'm focused on, but like I'm going to buy other books. It's just like I'm trying to like mostly be focused on those books.
Yeah.
In terms of like other stuff.
I think I have a one up on most of you guys because I don't live super close to my LCS.
So you're not tempted?
Huh?
So you're not tempted?
Well, no, it's not that. It's I don't get to go but like once every 2 months.
Right.
So if I had like 5 books every week that I was getting, that would add up to a pretty good checkout,
Yeah.
after 2 months or so. So I literally don't have but maybe 3 or 4 books out of the 2-month span that get put in my box. I don't have that much stuff on the pool.
Right.
So all my money can go towards getting specific books.
Oh, well, that's good. I've been slowly trying to cut my pull list down so I have a little more spending money for bigger books and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Old Wolf, for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, I find that I like to read trades better than a single issue, although I enjoy that. But I really like the trades. So I've been getting trades to read. And these prestige editions of stuff where it's all story, there's no ads or anything. This is really nice to read. I don't collect these. I buy them to read them, and that's it. Yeah. Like, I think there's some gum on my Batman Dam #3 or something. I mean, I honestly don't care. I want to be able to read it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Batwing, return or no?
Return of the Batwing.
Yeah. So you only have 3 books on your list. I think you did a better job.
Well, 2 books. The last one was my attempt to get myself down here to stop stressing so much. Like originally I had a much bigger list, and like with my budget and stuff, I was stressing out over the fact that I need to get this. I was trying to do more than what was really realistic, or wanted it all now instead of like just pacing myself and doing what I can do it, and and being a little more so that's really so I pared the list down to 2 books for this year that I want to add to the collection. Not that I won't add other books, but that those are my main focus. And from there, because I added another book today. I had a book come today that I bought off of eBay that I wanted to get, and so which here I'll just show it. I was going to show it Sunday, but I'll show it. So this book, another fine example of eBay packing, came in a manila envelope. He does put "Do not bend" on it.
Hey, that's the magic words, man.
Magic words. Well, apparently they were, because it was packed like this in a bag and a board with another board. And that was it. No cardboard, nothing. And somehow it made it from Canada without being destroyed. There's not even a crease in the boards. I have no idea how that happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bought 7 copies of Wolverine one time, and how they shipped it was they took all of the books, no bag, no board, stacked them together the same way, and stuffed them in a padded envelope and sent it. And that's it.
Oh, I haven't had that before. I did have
one of them came back. That 9.8 was one of them that come back. How that happened, I don't know. And the same thing happened to me with a bunch of the Spider-Man, the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man 1, you know. I bought a couple sets of the silver, gold, and green, and they mailed them the same way. No bags, no boards, just shipment in a non-padded envelope, even literally just an envelope with the books, and they still look pretty good.
Well, I had 2 books come. I ordered, I had a couple of Batman books. They weren't like super expensive that I ordered back in December. And they came in padded envelope, no bag, no board, wrapped in like 2 sheets of newspaper. And there was 3 books. And they were all perfectly fine. And I'm like, how does that happen?
I don't know, man. Looks like we got a couple more people in here. Comics for Thomas. What's going on? And Hialeah Comic Bro. What's up? But yeah, so do you have a list or anything? Do you look to comics as just something you like and you collect, or do you have any speculation?
I
Or
have
is there anything you invest on?
I have a few books that if I find the right deal, that I would probably that I have in my mind to like invest on. Like I invested on, like I don't do it a lot because there's so many books I'm missing from my collection that I really want, that I don't like the balance between buying something that I just want to like invest in versus buying something I just want has leaned heavily so far toward what I want, if that makes any sense. But like I bought, oh, it's not in that. That's not in there. Well, I bought 3 copies of Captain Marvel 17, the second cameo of Kamala Khan, like last year, all in a lot for basically the price that one was going for. And so, like, I bought those just to spec, like, because I have a feeling that Kamala Khan's going to show up in the MCU at some point, and by then I hope to have those books slabbed and everything else. And you're getting a close up of the cat. So, but yeah, so there are some books. There's some other books that I have in mind that I want to like pick up, mostly for investment / speculation, to then maybe eventually flip to something else. But haven't done a lot of that yet. So
what kind of comic do you call an investment comic?
Things that for me it would be first appearances and stuff that I think are underrated, that I think have the potential to, if that character were to show up in movies or TV shows or that kind of stuff.
That sounds like speculation, not investing.
Well, but there's other books that I think are more long term, like so yeah, there's a little bit of that, but then there's some other books that I think are more long term that I think investment wise, like I'd like to get a couple copies of some of those early Mary Jane appearances. Those are for early Spider-Man. They're way underrated compared to some of the other characters. The first appear.
14, I believe.
40. 42 is when you see her face, And then
14 is her first mention. 42, I believe, is where you see her face, and 25 is where she is seen behind a potted plant, and then about 10 or 15 issues after 42 is her first cover appearance. Those four are the first Mary Jane put together.
Yeah, and they're actually, for the most part, not that expensive for early Spider-Man compared to a lot of others.
The only one that's expensive is, I think, 14, because it's the first appearance of Craven as well.
Yes. Yeah, that's the only one that's kind of, and that's just a mention of her name. She doesn't actually like appear.
Right.
So Berk never did get in here?
No, I don't think so. I think he had to go. A couple people said hey, but he hadn't responded. So
okay.
But anyway, like, to me, an investment is something that's already worth some money.
Right.
I know, like, we don't know, but I know we'll, like, keep gaining.
Keep gaining, yeah.
Yeah, like Spider-Man #1.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, that's a good one. I have Detective Comics, 31. That's the famous cover where he's with the monk,
Yeah, most of so I don't invest much because most of those are out of my price range already. So if that's
well, it's only out of your price range if it's out of your focus range. Patience and focus, you can get almost any book you want. The question is how much patience and how much focus do you want? Because some of them require absolute focus, and that's hard.
Let me put it this way: like some of those cost more than like my house. So no.
31 doesn't if you get a low enough grade, actually. I looked into it, and I thought about getting one for, I think it was $3,000, but I had, there was better uses for that money, so I passed.
Yeah, I could never justify that. So I guess it's not that I couldn't do it; it's just that I wouldn't do it, if that makes any sense. Because
what's the most expensive book you would actually like to have for whatever reason? Doesn't matter. Even if you don't think you can get it, what's the book you would like to have? Like, most people would say Hulk 181, but it's hard
for me. Like, if I could have any book, like the value wasn't a question, it would be Tech 27. But
no, I'm talking what book would you want that if you were to absolutely focus like a tiger,
that I might actually
get it if you tried. Like, if you had a book that was $4,000, you theoretically could get that if you focused. You just don't see justifying spending the $4,000.
Yeah, I don't know that I've really thought about that too much. I'm more focused on like the books that I think would be the next tier down that I know, like I can fairly easily get to with and still do some other things. Like it'll take, like the Tech 359 is a book that I can get to, but it's going to take some work even to get that much set aside because
Yeah, I was looking at it yesterday. It's looking like a 4.5 would be about $500.
Yeah, at least, and that's basically where it's at right now. And right now, finding one for 500, people have got them priced for the most part a little higher than that, and it's been so finding the right deal.
Hey, Hialeah is wanting to come in. I'm gonna invite him.
Invite him, sure. Come on in, man. He's been in the chat, but we've never actually been online to talk before. So,
I love how his email is the same. I was not able to think that far ahead. So.
Same as his title.
Yeah. Okay. You should be invited, sir. So what you were saying about 359, 4.5, 500 at least.
Yeah, you're looking at 500 at least, probably. So, I mean, occasionally you can still find it for less than that, but most people are asking 550 to 600 for it. So it's just a matter of trying to find it for that price and find a copy that you actually like.
Antonio says he started collecting about a year ago, and his goal was a Spawn one and a She-Hulk one. And luckily, he's been able to get 3 of each graded. One of my She-Hulks is thanks to me. You're welcome. Yeah, I actually, thankfully, was able to manage to get me another She-Hulk, and
Nice.
I have one raw on eBay right now. I happened to come across another.
So yeah, that's a book that I wouldn't mind having, but it just hasn't made it to the high enough up the priority list yet.
So what would put it at the high enough priority list? Because you already said you really like Robin or Nightwing 1, and you got 39 thanks to me, and you have 44 behind you. First appearance. Right. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be able to get, what is it, Detective 42 or something's his first appearance ever?
38 is his first. Yeah, no, that's a book that I won't ever get. So realistically, for Nightwing, I have almost all the books that I would consider keys for him. Really, the only books that I feel like I'm missing is the book you showed tonight. To me, that's a key for him because that's a big key that involves him directly. And so yeah, that's probably the biggest key related to him that I'm missing that I could get.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually dropped a little bit in price since I bought this in 17.
Yeah.
So people aren't getting on Teen Titans, man. That's why I keep buying them.
Yeah, might as well.
I'm telling you, they're going to be something. Might take 5-7 years, but they're going to be something.
Yeah, and I would like to get. So those are those are 3 books that are down a little bit on my list right now. I'm focused on like some of the books that I'm focused on. Like if I went beyond this list that I showed you, like so Tech 359 first Batgirl, that Lois Lane 70 is the first Silver Age Catwoman.
I started to ask you why not the original Catwoman. Then I happen to remember it's Batman 1.
Yeah. So that would be why not the original. The other 181, the first Poison Ivy.
Now that's one I wouldn't mind having.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure that pinup's in there. A lot of people don't mention that.
Yeah, you got to have the pinup. That's one I would probably like try to get graded as opposed to getting raw, but it just depends, just because of making sure the pinup is there. The first Harley, the Batman Adventures 12, I'd like to get that's a book that's on my list. Like I said, those Mary Jane books.
Oh crap, dude! I don't know how to spell. That's why Hialeah hadn't gotten his email.
Oh well, maybe.
Learn to spell, Will.
So I feel like there's a bunch of female character first appearances that are underrated compared to like some of the male character first appearances, are like more affordable.
You were right on that.
And those are some of the books that I'm really trying to like. I'm hoping to add before everyone realizes, oh yeah, this is actually fairly reasonable. Let me go get that. So, of course, now I just told everybody, so they're just, dang it, they're all just disappearing off eBay right now.
No, that's the most expensive one I think right now. Of course, when you say, "Hey, there he is," I finally.
Hey man,
thanks for letting me in.
Yeah, no problem, man. I've actually never worked with you, and JP says he hadn't either on live.
No, we talked about it once and then didn't happen. So
yeah, I was trying to get in and I was doing it the wrong way. I wasn't looking at oh, you don't want to hear it, man. It was when I first started, and you were sending it to me, and I just couldn't find the link.
Well, you're the next batter on deck, man. So what's up? What's going on? How you doing,
man? I was just watching Netflix, and I go, man, let me check YouTube and see who's on. I saw you guys on. I go, dude, let's do it. I was about to go downstairs and hang out with my wife. I go, I'd rather come in with you guys.
Well, he had just mentioned, She-Hulk is one of the ones I think that's starting to get expensive now. But
Yeah.
that's only a 9.8. She's actually very reasonable in the lower grades, but she's also from 1980. So you kind of want to get over a 9.0 at least in that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I don't know, other than the ones that were Golden Age and the super popular Silver Age ones, I don't know of another female hero or villain that's super expensive right now. Aside from a few special ones like 359 Detective, first Batgirl, and 181 Batman, first Poison Ivy, starting to get there if she's not there yet.
Yeah, they're a little bit more, but they're still, they're still attainable, I guess, is where I would put them at. Whereas, some of those male characters from the 60s at first appearances are not attainable. So.
Spider Woman isn't a bad one. What is that?
Spider Woman's another good one, and I actually did that was one I grabbed. Spider Woman #1. I have yet to grab the
Marvel Premiere 32.
Yeah, the 32. I have not gotten it
yet. I haven't grabbed Premiere 32 yet either, but I did grab #1. It's one of those 30 books. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I honestly can't think of another female that's really hot but not expensive yet.
Spider-Gwen.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, you heard him?
Yeah, Spider-Gwen's a great one.
But which one? Like
Spider-Verse #2?
Is that the first?
Yeah, Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen. Yeah. Edge of Spider-Verse #2.
Now I know it's like what, 400 or 500 and 9.8.
Yeah. I haven't got that one. That one's eluded me so far.
This one.
That one right there.
Okay.
That's the first print.
So that might be one that's still attainable below a 9.8 and above a 9 at a decent price.
Yeah, so I snagged this last year before the trailer for the Spider-Verse dropped, and it was for sure she was going to be in it. So yeah, I paid it's the most I've ever paid for a book to this point, like $120 for this, and now it's like $250 to $300 all day for this, for the 9.6. So
my roommate actually went to a friend's house randomly, not even looking for comics, and managed to snag one of those for $40.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
You don't even see those. You don't see them often.
I know it's the modern books are the tough ones to get, because once they have the smell of hotness, us collectors, we get
we go crazy.
Yeah, people hold on to them. I think I've only seen one, and I saw it at a con, and I didn't like the condition, so I passed on it.
Yeah,
but I'll get it one day. I think maybe we'll see.
But yeah, that's she's a good one. DC's really not doing much on the females at all, because we tend to rely on the movies to bring our prices up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So DC's kind of sucking right now as far as that. See you later, bud.
Naomi was the hot one.
I did not hear you. That door needs WD-40.
Naomi was hot for a minute. I think it's starting to go down though.
It has dropped significantly.
Yeah.
But in a 9.8, that one's what, 180 to 200?
Yeah, and it was going crazy.
Yeah, to me, it's not hot or super expensive until the 9.8 goes above the 300 threshold. That to me,
at one point it was like $500 or $600 for a 9.8.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying in another video. Is I like 5 years.
Yeah,
that is the benchmark to me on knowing if a book is, you're not risking much. Like NYX3 is the one I always use as an example. You're not risking much on that one. It's been expensive for over 5 years. It might go down, it might go up, but you know roughly what you're going to get with that one. But Immortal Hulk 2, Naomi 1, the Ghost Spider 1, those, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but that Ghost Spider is just a variant. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. That I don't even like that cover that much. Why would that book? It's just nuts. That I don't understand that. You know what? God bless them. You want that book? You're gonna pay for that. That's
well. What I don't understand is we have all these variants, and then they have all the incentives on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
It's easy to go crazy, and that's what I think a lot of people are going crazy. I put limits on how much I'm going to spend on a variant, and it better be something I like, because I don't want, don't just go after something because it's hot, man. It's just,
Yeah.
you're going to get burned.
I try not to buy many modern books that are just hot, because I'm afraid I'm going to lose my money. And I told you guys, there's like 13 books that I want in my personal collection. Everything else, if I buy it, it's to sell at a certain point,
Right.
either
to flip it or to hold it and invest, or hold it for a certain movie or something that I know is going to.
You're looking for? What's the top book you're looking for, Will?
For what? Speculation, investment?
For your collection, what's the one book you really looking for?
Well, right now, I know I can get a 180, a 181, and a 182, and I know the price I can get it at, and it's not going to move too much until something's done in a movie.
Right.
The one that scares me is Werewolf by Night 32.
Mm-hmm.
That book is crazy.
I was looking at a 5.0 restored purple label, which generally cuts the price in half.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at an auction, and it wound up selling for above the blue label 5.0 price.
Yeah.
That book, I was actually speaking with Pope today about Werewolf 32, because he's looking at some, and what they're asking is crazy.
But they're getting it. That's the crazy thing, is people are buying things for crazy money.
Yeah. Now, see, here's my struggle with that is, I work and I save up for stuff. I have the money to purchase a 7.0 or less Werewolf by Night 32 at the FMV, but I don't want to buy it if someone's trying to sell it to me for $200 or $300 over FMV. I can't bring myself to do it.
That's the part that hurts.
Yeah. How I go about it is I'll look on Go Collect. That's my main source.
I do too.
Because it does eBay and all too.
Man.
And if I see the FMV is 100 and I'm looking at a raw book, well, if it's before 1975 and I'm going to get it graded, most likely I'll have to spend, about $35 on it, or 48 or so if I do fast track, if I choose to do fast track. And then, of course, I'm going to have to ship it and all that. So I would have to buy it for $40 or less to make sense.
Right.
Not go above that FMV.
Yeah, you're already factoring in what it's going to cost you to slab it. Exactly, you have to.
Yeah, like
I do the same thing.
Yeah, most people, when they put books in Go Collect, like I heard someone say they bought it off the shelf, so they put their slab in as $3. It didn't cost you $3. You have to put in the cost of the grading.
Right.
The FMV on this is $260 last time I checked. I have $248 in it. That's everything. Grading fee, the cost of the book, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I make sure I put all that in there, because if you don't, you're literally wasting money and you don't even realize it.
Yeah. You know what? I got a really good example of what you're talking about.
All right.
Give me a second. Where's that book?
Yeah, while you're looking at that, NYC mentioned FMV is a decent indicator, but when you look at the price trajectory of the last 5 to 10 sales, that will tell you where the asking price is headed. I do that as well. I click on it. I look at the basic FMV, then I look at the 25 sales, and depending on the book, I'll look at last year or the year before sales and see how much it's been jumping over the year.
Right. Exactly. Right. Look, I'm going to show you a book that I'm specking on. It's Lazarus #1. I don't know if you guys have read that. Great story. I bought another 9.8. Just I believe it was Tuesday, and there was a ton of raws that were $25, and I wasn't thinking about buying a slab. But you know what? I started looking at the slab, and on Go Collect it's the 9.8 is 90. Okay, I ordered a slab. I got it for $67.76 shipped, 9.8. It was worth it.
Right.
It's pretty much the 25 plus what it was going to cost me to slap it on myself, and there was no guarantee I was going to get a 9.8. So you know what? I pulled the trigger. And if it works out, it works out. And if it's not, I got 2 nice books. You know,
that's another struggle: is where is your cutoff, or should you even have a specific year, decade, or genre, or age of comics to cut off the point where you buy raw and slab versus buying it already slabbed, so you don't have to worry about sending in a 9.8 and it coming back a 9.4.
Exactly, and that's where you gotta roll the dice, man.
Yeah, now I'll tell you, I'll show you one that I'm specking on that is literally a dollar bin book. So I paid $1 for it, and then of course I got it slabbed, and there's like $28 to get it slabbed.
Right.
And it's this one, Justice League #1.
Oh, that's a great book, man.
And the reason why I'm specking on it is because it's the first appearance of Maxwell Lord.
Maxwell Lord, yeah.
And not only is he going to be in the next Wonder Woman movie, Wonder Woman 84, it's guaranteed. They've cast him. You've seen set pictures. He will be in there. And because of his history with the whole Justice League, specifically Wonder Woman,
yeah.
I'm glad I have this book.
Yeah.
I have a raw, but I've thought about sending it in, but I haven't pulled the trigger on sending it in yet. I'm actually kind of relaxing on CGC and stuff. I used to go nuts.
I have now relaxing because I have no more money to do it. I'm sure you heard of my large order.
Yes, I did. That large order. Yeah, I did.
You know what's sad about it though? Is I have another 3 of these comic folios full of stuff that I need to send in to CG.
Oh yeah.
I got the Silver Surfer 3. I got my first Son of Satan. All that stuff's in here, but I just couldn't do it all at once. So these are going to.
You're not alone, dude. You're not alone. I got my little stack of books that I have to go through. We have a con here next week, and I was with Chad 9MFF Comics, and I was looking, dude, what do you think? Should I send this? Should I send this? Should I send this? And finally, I got it down to like 6 books, and I'm going to stay with 6. I'm not going to go crazy. I only have 1 book now that I'm waiting on, so we'll see.
Yeah, NYC's agreeing with us. That's those are some good books and low risk specs.
It is. What is it? The Justice League? That's like a what, $25-$30 book right now? You can find some nice copies for that price. Raw, I'm talking about. Raw.
Yeah, raw copies you can find pretty cheap.
Yeah,
raw. You can still find raws in the dollar bin, and I spent $29.
That's
to
crazy.
get this slab and cost the book, and I think in a 9.2 it is worth like $27 according to the FMV.
Right.
This grade. So I'm like $2 negative, which doesn't bother me at all because it's speculation.
Exactly. You don't got no rush, man, and that's what some people don't understand. This takes time. It takes a lot of time, man.
Let me ask you guys this. Hey, Discovery Bay, what do you think of people
What's up, Disco?
reading a book on credit? I personally don't owe anybody anything. I don't own any credit cards. I don't believe in debt. I think it's stupid to borrow on just about anything. There are a few minor exceptions, but a comic to me is insane. What do you guys think about it? That's my 2 cents.
Well, I do it, but I usually pay off my credit cards at the end of the month. So
I was gonna say, like, I've put books on credit cards, but
yeah,
the money is there, like that I could pay off, or by the time the bill comes, I know I'll have to pay off. Like,
right.
What I'm asking is, if you have a $1,000 limit and you have a $250 budget and you buy a $500 comic, would you do that?
No.
you
gotta be smart about it.
Somebody who's never spent more than $120 on a comic at this point.
Yeah, that's the kind of buying on credit I'm talking about. Is buying it on credit because you can't afford it, any other way. And a lot of people misunderstand the difference between affording it and having the money.
Right.
Because I have the money to buy a two or three 181s right now in low grade.
Yeah, of course.
I can't afford a single one at the moment.
Right.
Yeah. No, I bought a few big books like that where I was like, you know, me and my wife have a limit on what I could spend on a book. And I've gone over it a few times, but I've told her and I've paid it at the end of the month, you know, or whenever the bill comes. So, but yeah, you gotta think about it. Unless you're good like that, you have to think about it, man. Because life happens.
Yeah. There's always another expense
Exactly.
to come up that you're not planning on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I got kids, and sometimes I get hit up by them because stuff happens to them, and I gotta help them out. Or your car breaks, or something in the house. Life happens, man. Life happens.
Yeah, NYC says, yeah, you can't have all your finances, investments tied in comics.
No,
Paying interest on comics isn't a good idea.
no.
You're describing a way of doing it where you're not paying any interest because you're paying it off.
Right.
What I'm talking about is the guy that's bought a
sleeping.
$250 comic and it's costing him $500 at the moment.
No. I don't do that. No.
Yeah.
But I'm sure a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Oh, I really do. Yeah.
That's a rabbit hole I think is very dangerous for all collectors, not just comics. I got close to getting down in that rabbit hole with coins. I used to collect coins and paper money.
Yeah.
And those are expensive. You think comics are expensive? Get into some of that.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot more stuff that you could get into that's a lot worse than this.
Yeah.
The fear I see, well, the problem I see is people just get caught up in it, man. I gotta get the book. I gotta get the next book. Oh my God, this book's hot.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's just wait. Just wait.
A lot of times, if you don't wait, you'll buy a Naomi one for $900. What was that guy?
I think the high sale was like $900 or something. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
And now it's a $160 book for $9.8.
On a book that you have no idea, instead of getting something from the Bronze Age or something that's established, you know it's not going to lose its what it's going for.
Comics are very similar to stocks, and
It's totally
blue chip stocks like Coca-Cola. It's old. It doesn't make a lot year over year, but you're going to make money if you stay in 5 years or more, almost guaranteed. There's a lot of comics that are like that. Spider-Man 1, AF-15, Avengers 1. Those are blue chip books.
Yeah.
But you don't even have to go that far. There's
I know.
A 300, an ASM 300 is a good investment. That book has held its price. You know, it might go up and down a little bit depending on if a movie comes up. It'll go up, and then once the movie hype goes, it goes down a little. But it holds pretty much its
but it doesn't go Naomi crazy. It doesn't go
exactly. How is a Naomi? Okay, explain to me. A Naomi comes out, and then within months, it's worth more than the first appearance of Venom.
Yeah,
it's like, come on, but then get caught up.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I mean, the fourth issue hadn't even come out, and people
exactly
$500, $600, $700 for the dumb thing, and it's like, what? Consistently, and it's, you know, and I get people saying, well, it's low print. Look, it wasn't that low print. It wasn't like there was like 500 of them.
It's 2019. All comics are low print if you look at it through the whole.
Yeah. You know, there were plenty of them out there, and it's just, yeah, people get caught up in the hype, and they get caught up in the fear of missing out on stuff, and they don't make wise decisions.
Just like in the stock market, and Fieri 23 is agreeing with me there.
It's true.
People buy high and sell low all the time because of stupid things like fear and greed. And comics are exactly the same. We keep mentioning Naomi because it's the latest one, but there have been multiple books like that.
Immortal Hulk 2. Are you serious, Dr. Fry? Really?
Yeah,
we're still going, but yeah, people are like, I still don't understand that one.
Hey, look, I'm glad I have a few of them. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, but are you serious? Come on.
Well, I got a great deal on one, so I bought it, but I wasn't going to spend no $100 or something on one.
No, of
No,
course
but,
not.
what's crazy is me and JP were talking about it on Monday. Wolverine 1 of the limited series
Mhm.
and Immortal Hulk 2 in 9.6 and 9.8 are almost the exact same values.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Wolverine 1 from the Frank Miller, that's a classic. I mean, who doesn't know that cover? You know, Wolverine in his own first little limited series, that's huge. That's awesome. That's a beautiful book.
Yes, it is.
It's a classic series. It was classic when it came out. And you're going to tell me that and Dr. Fry on even terms? No way.
Now, of course, then again, you have books like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Now these are a whole nother monster.
Yeah, that's a whole other. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, man. I'm sorry.
That's a frightening place to go.
No, I'm not going down that one. That's all right. Hey, I'm one less person right here to give you competition because I'm not jumping in that hole. I'm sorry.
Well, this is a perfect example of what the different color labels should do to a book. If you tried to buy a blue label of this in a 5.0, it would cost you, I don't know, upwards of $500.
Yeah.
This one is missing page 9, but other than that, it's a nice copy. It's a 5.0 otherwise, $200.
Beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
So that's why I worry that all these people that are buying the Werewolf 32, that is going crazy for no actual reason. That
people like Moon Knight, I guess.
It's going to come back and bite them, and I'll be laughing when I get to buy it for even less.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I got mine this year, and I'm happy I did. And I got it at a good price. I got a mid grade, and I'm happy. Did I pay a lot? Yeah, but it was within where I expected to pay. So it's not, you know. Sometimes you do have to pay for a book. It's not. There's nothing against buying it at retail, but just be sure that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yes, Antonio. Will does have a Wolverine book on deck. You want another one?
That's nice, man.
Yeah. Hey, everybody I think who has a favorite character has multiple copies of multiple books with their character.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have to say.
Yeah.
I gotta say that's right. JP, you know what I want to say? Congrats on the X-Men that you got signed by Claremont.
Oh yeah, that was
That 9.8. That's awesome, man. That's a beautiful book.
And that was crazy. That's all Unruly Simeon. That's all kind of.
Dude, that's awesome. That's such a great story when I heard it.
Yeah.
It's just, and a 9.8, man. That is just gorgeous.
Now, this book definitely like benefited from the press because I was with Unruly when he sent it to me. I was thinking 9.2, maybe 9.4.
And you would have been happy, right?
Yeah. And I would have been super happy.
Exactly.
And then it came back this, and the more I thought after it came back this way, I was like, well, actually, all of those were probably pressable now that I think about it. All the things I was thinking about, because it had a crease like in it, but it didn't break color. And, so.
But even with that, man, and you got it signed, even with the press, a 9.8 is impressive on that book.
Yeah.
That's why I always press, and it takes me so long to send a book out because I have to find a book that's worth it because it's going to cost so much to get it pressed as well.
Yeah. But it's worth it. I learned that the hard way. There's some books that I thought, oh man, this is great. This is a 9.8, and it came back at 9.2. I should have pressed it.
Yeah. Well, I learned the hard way not to do the quick press. I sent in some books to CGC, and they have this quick press, which is like, a day of being in the press or even less.
Yeah, it's $8. It's $8.
Yeah, it's real cheap, $8. Yeah. I sent in a Spawn 1. It came back to me in 9.6. Grader's note said, non-color breaking light bend on cover. A press is supposed to get that out.
It's an old.
But quick press is what I did. So I am never doing quick press again.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a victim of that too. I've done the quick press, and the same things happen to me.
Yeah, because a Spawn 1, I still made money on it,
Right.
even in a 9.6. But that's one that's a risky book if it's not in a 9.8.
Yeah.
Unless you have a newsstand,
Yeah.
in which case it's triple the value, whatever.
Right. Oh yeah, mine came back at 9.4. I got it on the wall right now. It's right there.
Yeah, but you have it because you really like Spawn.
Yeah. I don't sell my books, so I'm happy with it. You know.
Yeah, the only reason I bought it was to grade it and sell it.
And a 9.8 is what to do, and you're not happy unless you get that 9.8 because you're not getting your money back.
Yeah.
Well, I still made my money back. Just I made like $10 instead of $80.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah. Antonio remembers that video on the quick press. I was on with the comic Smurf, and I unboxed all 15 of the books I had, and there were like 6 of them that I was like, man, I should have pressed instead of the quick press.
Yeah.
You guys are in cahoots with the Florida guys, man. Unruly, Caleb, we're all Florida guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Unruly's up north somewhere in Florida. That's what he told me.
Yeah, I think it is right. No.
Yeah, he's on the West Coast, and Caleb's in Cocoa Beach.
So
There's a bunch of Florida guys.
yeah, so all the West Coast guys and Midwest guys went to C2E2. So does that mean all us Southern guys are going to go to like Dragon Con or something?
Well, a ton of us are meeting next week at SuperCon.
See, that's why I don't like Florida. Y'all have you're Southern, but you're like the fancy Southern that has the nice stuff as well as the Southern stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got the Florida Con, you got the Super Con, you got the Mega Con.
We got
I have literally almost nothing's in Alabama, but at least Atlanta has the Atlanta Comic Con, and then the bigger one, Dragon Con. So.
Oh, I was wondering where that was at.
Yeah, I was just say I got Planet Con, and then it's going to Chicago or Denver, probably the next 2 closest for any kind of like large con of any sort. So,
well, if you go to Denver, there's always the plus of being able to visit Mile High and just bask in the insanity of that many books in one building.
Yeah.
Have you guys been there?
No. I have never been there.
I went in March.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my wife had some training in Denver, and I went there.
Is it true his prices are insanely high?
Yeah, the prices are high, but it's massive. The thing about that place is just the immensity. It's huge. I spent about 2 hours just walking up and down and looking and checking. I think I got maybe 4 books, and I didn't there were $10. I didn't spend a lot of money because everything else was just crazy. It was just crazy, but I just wanted to check that off because I've always wanted to go there. So it was up there.
If I ever find an excuse to go to Denver, that'll be a place I want to see.
No, and you see it. It's like in a warehouse district. It's like out of the way, but it's just huge. It's just massive. Not the best shop I've ever been to, though. I'm not saying that. It's just, but they got a lot of stuff. That place is massive. It's just crazy. I'm glad I knocked it out.
Well, it's about 2 minutes till, and I have to go and leave the house before it gets too late. So I hate to cut us short. We were having good discussion there. And thanks, Hialeah, man, for
Thank you guys, man. I saw the discussion you were having. It's like, oh man, I want to jump into this.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Really nice.
No problem. The first 10 minutes we had planned, and that was it.
Yeah. Was it even 10 minutes? So.
I think we stretched it out a little bit. So.
Yeah. Well, you probably should. I don't know if anybody's dropped in here, hadn't seen your books. You might show them again before we go.
All right. Let me see. Well, I grabbed some others, so let me.
They're buried now, but with all the other stuff you pulled out.
I've only had a couple books on them. So. All right. So the books that I pulled out are Brave and the Bold 54, 4.5.
Nice.
Graded cover, but I still like this. Great price and everything.
Super nice.
Then the surprise, I was under on the grade. Hulk 102.
Nice.
Love that book.
I thought it would be a 5. Turns out it was a 6.5. And I'm very happy about that.
That's awesome. I have a 5 actually, but oh man, congrats. That's a great book.
Yeah. I saw some people talking about it, and I'm like, well, I should probably go get it then. So I went and got it.
It's beautiful.
Well, anything you guys want to plug or mention before we get out of here?
Oh, you know what I want to say? JP.
Yes, sir.
I know I've told you this in the chat. I mean, not in the chat, in the comments. Man, I love that show you put out on Saturday, dude.
Oh, the top 10 thing? Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I know I've told you in the comments, but I want to take this opportunity because I used to love. I think I told you last week. ETA Nick's Got to Have, and he went away with it. I used to watch that every Saturday, and your show is kind of taking that over. I look forward to it every Saturday, man. Don't stop doing it. I know it must be a pain in the butt, and I know it's work, but dude, I enjoy it. You know, I'm sure a lot of other people do.
I appreciate that, and you know, somebody asked me like how long I was going to keep doing it, and I like almost every week I get somebody that like a name I haven't seen before, or somebody that thanks me for doing it. Mm-hmm. So for now, I'm just going to keep going.
Cool.
I'm not going to promise that there's not going to eventually be some weeks that I just don't get it done. But no, but tomorrow's just loaded and ready to go. So
I just want to let you know, man, it is appreciated.
So, yeah, you bring us back down to reality after the list gets everybody all hyped up.
I had to bring myself back to reality is where that came from. So I was doing some dumb things. So, and it's really, since I started doing that, it's really changed my perspective on the books that I look for and that I go after a lot. So
it helps, man. It helps to show us too. It does, because not everything stays hot.
No,
not everything stays hot. So thank you. It helps me keep in check. And so I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. You too.
You got that?
Thank you.
Thank you. So you got that on Saturday. Are you doing your Sunday thing as well?
Yeah, I'll probably go live Sunday night. Don't know that I have an agenda for it yet, but I usually just go live to go live, and then Monday I'll be on Comic Books NYC's channel, and we are doing our Gotham City Chronicles, and we're doing White Knight.
Nice.
That was a good one.
So.
And what about you, man? You got anything planned you're going to be doing? Or
I put up a spec video. I was going to do it today, but I didn't like the way it came out, so I might be filming it again tomorrow. But that's about it, a spec video, some new spec that I got. Lazarus is going to be one of them, and I got a couple other books. I think it's the right time for someone to buy in now. So, but that's about it, man.
All right.
Nice.
Well, I got to get with Jeffrey and see if we're going to have Jeff Comic 813 on or not on the big show, and make sure Jeffrey's going to be able to. But once all that's straightened out, I should have the big show at 1:45 Central Time Sunday morning. Or, well, to me it's afternoon, but y'all figure out your own time zone. Good night.
That's another great guy, man. He's another Florida guy. I'm actually going to meet him next Sunday. Me and him talk all the time. Real cool guy, man. Real cool guy.
Nice. But
I heard it. SuperCon, man. There's gonna be like a ton of you.
It's gonna be yeah. Some of us are going on Saturday, somewhere on Sunday, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll hook up.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for in the chat who was here. Thanks again to Hialeah for joining us, and JP. And I guess we will see you guys later.
Take care, everyone.
Later.